Shakur Stevenson was on our DAZN broadcast earlier, said he's levels above you right now. What do you think of that?
You got to have some type of punching power to get me off you, because it'll be a different style, and I'm not going to hit him light. Every time I'm putting it on him, you know? Shakur, let's get it.
Ryan Garcia has finally been crowned. Ryan Garcia drops Mario Barrios in the first round and then proceeded to dominate Mario Barrios in the whole of the 12 rounds to become the WBC welterweight champion of the world. And after that, Ryan Garcia called out Shakur Stevenson for a blockbuster mega fight in the US. Now, before we talk about Shakur Stevenson versus Ryan Garcia, we have to talk about Ryan Garcia's impressive performance on the night. That was a very, very good performance. Ryan Garcia in many ways surprised me with his performance in this fight. Look, going into the fight, I criticized Ryan Garcia, right? And mainly my criticism was around two things. Number one, I thought that Ryan Garcia was very reliant on his left hook. And although I know that that is his money punch, that's the punch that he loves to throw so much, I realized that he makes a lot of mistakes when he throws those punches. For example, in the Tank fight, he overreached for that left hook. Tank then slipped on the outside and then he countered, and that was the beginning of the end for Ryan Garcia. And then, of course, made some mistakes with that punch in the fight against Rolly Romero, where he got punished for it. So I thought Ryan Garcia, is overly excited about his left hook, and that is something that he was going to make a lot of mistakes from in this fight. And then number two, I thought Ryan Garcia is just missing something when it comes to boxing, because I felt that Ryan Garcia was very focused on being a social media star than being a fighter. And I think both things in this fight, Ryan Garcia proved me wrong. Number one, Ryan Garcia was very deceptive in terms of his power shots. He wasn't so much focused on that left hook. He knew that Mario Barrios was going to expect him to be throwing that left hook. So Ryan Garcia actually landed some really good right hands. And in fact, that shot that, put Mario Barrios down was an overhand right. And that was a really good shot there. Ryan Garcia, it looked like he was really focused in this fight. It looked like his head was in the game. It looked like he wanted to be a champion. It looked like he behaved like a champion during training camps. It looked like he took his training camps really seriously, right? And it looked like Ryan Garcia just wanted to be a boxer. And that's what we saw in this fight. That was a really good performance. His front foot work was really good. His footwork, in terms of throwing that jab and then staying in shape on the front foot was really good. His lateral movement was really good as well. Just getting out of the way of Mario Barrios' power punches was really good. As I said, he used his jab really well, and he mixed his attacks well. He went to the body, went to the head, and then moved around Mario Barrios in a way where it stopped Mario Barrios from throwing his own power shots. Ryan Garcia was really impressive, and you could see that the loss against Tank Davis and Rolly Romero has done a world of good for Ryan Garcia, because sometimes certain fighters have to take a loss in order to learn about certain things about their game and what they need to improve on. And it looks like Ryan Garcia has learned from his mistakes, and it looks like he's someone that would be good for boxing going forward, not just only focusing on social media, but also respecting his craft and respecting the fact that he's a world level boxer, and right now being crowned as the WBC welterweight champion of the world, I think that would be really good. So Ryan Garcia definitely deserves his credit for the performance that he put up in this fight. Look, it could have been a really difficult night for Ryan Garcia, let's be honest, because Mario Barrios, although is not the most talented fighter in the division, he was a world champion coming into this fight, and he had something to lose, and that is the belt, right? Mario Barrios knew that. So Ryan Garcia actually beat a really good champion in that ring tonight. He did. He beat a really good champion. He overcame his fears. He overcame his losses. He took those losses as a man. He learned from it, and then he really displayed a fantastic performance on the night to become a world champion. As I said, he got crowned tonight for his performance in the ring. And then after that, Ryan Garcia, of course, calls out Shakur Stevenson for a mega fight. Now, this is a fight that everybody have been talking about. This is the fight that a lot of people in boxing want to see, including myself. I think it's a great fight. I think, stylistically, both fighters' style match up really well with each other. Ryan Garcia is a bit more aggressive on the front foot. He likes to throw a lot of punches. Shakur Stevenson is very reserved, fantastic boxer. He knows how to pick his opponent apart. Footwork really good, lateral movement fantastic, front foot movement incredible, head movement is there, boxing IQ amazing, right? Both styles are really good for each other, and I think it will make a fantastic fight. Now, Shakur Stevenson would have to make a decision because, as you guys know, Shakur Stevenson is having beef with the WBC. So, is Shakur Stevenson going to fight for the WBC belt? Is he going to pay Mauricio Suleiman the money that he's looking for in order to get in a ring with Ryan Garcia? That is a question that I would love for Shakur Stevenson to answer because, as you guys know, recently Shakur Stevenson got his belt taken away from him by the WBC. Shakur Stevenson, he said a lot of things about the WBC, just like, Terence Crawford had to go through with the WBC. So there's a little bit of beef going on there between, Shakur Stevenson and Mauricio Suleiman, but it will be interesting to see if they can make that fight happen. Now, apart from this fight, there's a lot of other opportunities and options on the table for Ryan Garcia. Someone like Conor Ben. It's a really good fight that I think Ryan Garcia could take. And, quite frankly, that is a fight that Ryan Garcia can win very easily because although Conor Ben is a decent fighter, I think Ryan Garcia has better fundamentals than Conor Ben. And so, I would probably pick Ryan Garcia to be the favorite against Conor Ben. But of course, this is boxing. Anything can happen. And then you have Teofimo Lopez, who is another fighter in the division that Ryan Garcia can face. And that is a fight that, once again, is massive in the US and can definitely, catch the eye of the public. Of course, you can talk about Devin Haney rematch. That is a rematch that I think is going to be massive. Of course, there's going to be a lot of, drug tests involved to ensure that none of these fighters are popping for any, banned substances in there. So Ryan Garcia could also take this fight. But I think the fight that everybody wants to see, and Ryan Garcia, of course, as you can see, called out Shakur Stevenson after the fight, saying that he wants to get that fight on and that is the fight that he wants next. Look, guys, get in the comment section and let me know what you think about Ryan Garcia's performance dominating Mario Barrios and becoming a WBC welterweight champion of the world. And also, what do you think about Ryan Garcia versus Shakur Stevenson? Who wins that fight? What is your prediction? And if that fight does not happen, there's other names that Ryan Garcia could fight. Who does Ryan Garcia fight next after becoming a world champion? Get in the comment section and let me know.